everybody. Welcome to The New Normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa, and it is a little late night happy hour weekend special. I've got some great stuff going on this weekend. Oh, wait, I'm up here. I'm like not at home. So we're going to catch up. Everybody, it's Friday, so make sure you are wearing red for everyone to remember. Everyone deployed red, get it? Because we love our military and we're grateful for them and their families that all sacrifice to protect us and our freedoms. And I will have an opportunity for you to do something to bring awareness to that and to support the channel a little bit later in the show. Be right back with my buddy Westwood. We've got so much to catch you up on if you missed any of the shows this week, and some more breaking news right after this.
What happens when 90% of the media is controlled or owned by 6 corporations? What happens when those same corporations are operated and controlled by a political ideology? What happens when the news is no longer free from bias? What happens when the news is no longer reliable and independent? What happens when the news is no longer trustworthy? Fact becomes fiction? Fiction becomes fact? When does news become propaganda?
Hello, Westwood. Welcome. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, lovely Litecoin Lisa.
So that opening was so perfect because there was a new drop today.
Oh,
I don't know if you're aware of that.
I'm not. Let's see it. Can you put it up there? Let's go through it.
I am super excited about it. Actually,
It's on. Like
it's on Den Social. My favorite letter in the alphabet. It is drop 4963. It says Runbeck, which I don't know what Runbeck means.
Somebody chat, do it.
Dominion, SOS offices,
Voting.
Investigators, researchers, whistleblowers, patriots in trusted positions. Trust yourself. You have seen the truth. Time to show the world. Focus. Ascension. Q. And then there's a link. Q Alerts app. Eternal. Eternal ID. Is that always on the drops? Eternal?
That might be a link to the post or something. I don't know where that's at.
So there is a platform that I just learned about. So when you're tweeting something, if you want to save it on the blockchain, you can tweet at Eternalize this. And
I wonder if that's what that is.
It will put it on. It will put that previous tweet that you replied to on the blockchain and save it forever. It is. Okay, and so that, oh wow, I cannot tell you how much I'm geeking out right now.
My mind is blowing.
Okay, so this, okay, wait, I have to share this with you. So I just clicked on that Eternal link. Now I have to stop screen and share this page with you. And it took me to the Eternal report, which is so then what it does is it then puts it on the blockchain, and then it creates these reports and on the blockchain. And look, okay, so this is transaction type URL. These are the verifications secured by Binance Chain. 0 hashes applied.
So it puts it on Binance chain?
It looks like it.
Yeah, BSC.
Transaction.
So it's on that chain.
ATM stamp. Show.
In that block. Whatever block that was at the time, it probably plops it in there.
Yeah. Show raw data. I don't know if I would look there or.
I don't know. See, all this stuff gets itself worked out in the future. Right now, we're struggling to, it's like trying to set up email for the first time, before we had like interfaces. And now look how easy it is.
Action hash. Yeah, like I don't know what I'm supposed to be. It's like I'm looking at the there, but I don't know what to click on or what I'm looking at.
I know it's there. It's like, yeah, well, I was going to use a Sasquatch analogy in the forest, but I'm not going to go there.
Blockchain verification. Okay, transaction information. Wait, there was something I could click on. Show raw data. Is that what I would click on?
Yeah, it'll probably show a bunch of stuff that we can't understand.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that looks even more confusing. Previous proof.
What you drinking, Lisa?
I'm having a little Tito's and grape stevia.
Grape
Or
stevia.
Zevia.
Zevia grape.
Yeah.
Zevia.
We decided to take an early weekend, come up to the lake, and do a little manifesting during this time. We brought some silver. You know how Uncle Cliff's been talking about, like that guy that bought that. I think it was a Bentley, and there's a picture of him
with the stack of silver, a few coins on it. Yeah.
And there's data about someone buying like a house or something with so much silver, and so we literally brought a certain amount of silver up.
So Lisa says, "I'm gonna make that me."
Up to the lake where we really would like. We think we would like to be, and we're like, you know what? I'm not going to sit around and be like, oh, one day I wish I could live at a lake somewhere. I'm like, we're going to go. We're going to check it out. We're going to like actively look. We're going to bring the silver that we would use when it is the value that we believe it should be.
Yes.
We're going to manifest the shit out of that.
There you go. And that's the way to do it. You got to put yourself in that position so you can dream about living in, I want to live in South Florida. Not really. I want to live in Hawaii. I want to live here. I want to live there. And you got to go there and feel it and see if that's where you're supposed to be.
Well, and because I will tell you that there were a couple places that we looked at and we got there and we were like, eh.
Right.
No.
Pictures look great online, but not so much when I'm there. The vibe's not right.
Yeah. Yeah. And, but then we pulled up at this one place that I was like, online. We pull up. It literally looks like, so I drew this my little patch of heaven on my little manifesting dry erase board, where I have like different things. I have like a picture of I have several pictures from meetups on there because it's like freedom, family, friends, community. Like those are some of my core values that are really important to me. And that's like what I want out of life is relationships. And that's my heart. And so then I have the work that I want to do, being able to help with a healing center and give away services to kids in foster care. So I have like my little picture of Joy and some pictures of Mia and some other kids, stuff like that, and some little drawings for that stuff. And then I have like my little patch of heaven, and I have like my little barn and my little fence and my white house and my little tractor. And literally we drove up and there's a little red barn and a little white house, and that driveway goes like this. And I was like that was my little patch of heaven. And it's right there on the lake, which is like Charlie and I's dream.
There you go.
Is to live on a lake. So I don't know. We'll see. We will see what the universe and God has in store for us. I also want somewhere where, we can have friends and family come and be there with us, share the space with us. And it's really important to me. So,
makes sense.
Can't read any of this. If that makes sense to anybody.
It makes absolute sense. And see, that's what we need to do. I mean, we are transitioning right now. Obviously, we're coming out of an old system, vampire casino system, We need to manifest what we want the new life to be. Because we've all thought, okay, when's this going to change? I want it all to change. I'm sick and tired of this system. It's broken. It's messed up. Then you got to think, okay, all right, everything failed. Now what? It's like it all fell apart. Now where are we at? So you got to like manifest that stuff now and start putting yourself in those positions to where I'm just going to change it regardless of what happens. It's going to fail. So let's just start doing what we want to do now.
But now we build new things.
Yes.
I will say
how we want it to be.
There's several documents, and I'll post them in my Patreon. I don't have them right now, but Charlie showed them to me. When Trump filed to run for president the first time, he filed under United States Inc. When he filed this most recent time, the other day, there was no ink on after the United States.
It was just, what was it? I'd have to see it. These United States or the United States? Or?
I think it just said the United States, but it did not have an ink after it, and it was not in all capital letters, I believe. Okay. I'll have to, like I said, I'll have to get the documents and share, but that touches on, I guess I could jump to that next. I was going to share, was it these United States?
These United States, because it's an individual collective. These states, rather than the.
It's all in capital, right? Yes. It's all in capital the first time, and it says Inc. after it.
Yeah, it's obviously incorporated, right?
Party president of the United States, and it's not all capital.
Second time, it's the United States, and it is not all capital, and there is no ink after it. So
I mean, it's different. So that's,
I'll post that.
Everything means something. For
my Patreon. Several announcements that I posted for Patreon as I get the news. Hold on. Oh, where do we even begin?
We've got a list.
We have such an exciting list. Today, I guess we could go back to front, which is probably how they like it, but
oh, Lord.
Anyway, sorry. That was another thing. So speaking of that, there was do you remember when
I remember
when oh God, what was the pervert's name?
Prince Andrew?
No, not that.
Oh.
The Bush got in trouble, or somebody called out what's his name for having the documents and the Chinese food in the bowling alley, and somebody said he loved a 7-something split and a bowl of noodles.
Yeah, there was something like that. There was like the $69,000 worth of hot dogs delivered to the White House at the Obama party. There was all those coded things. There was the
Chinese
Barney Frank running sex trafficking. Oh, sorry.
Yes. Think about what Chinese noodles are. So then my Charlie told me what a 7-10 split is, the 2 pins in the back.
Okay. In bowling.
If you like to split something from the back.
Oh, okay. So you can do a little wordplay and
noodles. Yes. Anyway, these disgusting animals. These people are, it's going to come out. I mean, there's already stuff coming out on Twitter that I was like, do you retweet that so other people will see this stuff? Or is it just so just horrible, like you don't want to be associated with it, you don't even want to retweet it? Like,
you're gonna find it. See, it's out there. And see, that was the whole thing in these Q posts, is that if you want to know, the information's out there. You'll find it. I mean, you really don't have to do a whole lot to put it out there anymore, because it's all just rolling out. And if you want to know about it, you can find it.
The son said, why would you? He wasn't even that upset or something. And he said, it was the next day, and wasn't it the fat one, the fat Bush? And he said something like, dang it. He said something like, he should have been like really offended that you're talking about his dead father. And instead he was like, my dad just loved the 7-10 split and a bowl of Chinese noodles or whatever. Like, instead of like, back off, don't talk about my dead father. You know what I mean? it was very bizarre. It was a very bizarre response, but it was by Jeb Bush.
Yeah. The guy that got the letter at the funeral?
Yeah.
The envelope? One of them?
Yeah. Anyway, so there's this news today. The documents relating to Epstein Associates will be unsealed. On Friday, Judge Loretta Preska, God bless her soul, ordered dozens of documents related to Epstein's associates be unsealed.
Now, wait, let me stop you right there.
Yes.
Why would anyone want to stop them from being unsealed? I mean, why haven't they been unsealed? But why would anyone, and who would that be, that would want to stop this information from coming out? I'm just curious.
Let me show you who wants to stop it.
Oh, somebody wants to stop it?
Somebody that you know.
What?
Someone you know.
Somebody
I was so excited to show you this. Oh, wait. Just wait.
Wasn't me.
I think you know this prick. Sir.
Oh, there's been a lot of pricks in the last few years. Unwarranted pricks.
Prickster look familiar?
That's Tommy. That's the governor of Illinois, his cousin. That's the cousin of the governor of Illinois. If you go look up the Prickster family, they own the Hyatt hotels. Okay. So again, if you want to vote with your dollars, you want to vote with your energy, and you don't like certain people that own certain things, you don't book a room. You know, you don't feed it. But yeah, go back and look at that history. Seriously, go back and look at the Prickster family history, and you'll see where they come from. And then you might start liking Kanye West a little bit more. I don't know. You know, maybe a coincidence. Who knows?
Yeah. There's old Schumer, just, you know, being very, I don't know, friendly.
What was that, Haiti? Because they like to hang out in
Haiti. This was, where's the one where they have a list of, there's a video. It says list of parasites on Epstein Island.
Huh. Imagine that. Imagine. Just imagine. Oh, yeah.
And one of my promoted tweets lately had dog angel of, like, when your dog dies, they had Christmas ornaments for dogs that passed. Yeah. And it said Colbert as the dog's name. That's a very unusual name for a dog.
Yeah, every dog has its day, though.
A halo, but every dog has its day, I guess.
Every dog has its day. Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are happening now that are coming out that we kind of already knew, but now you're going to see it start coming out. And, oh, look at this guy. This is Colbert. Oh, look at this guy. Yeah. Oh, look at
and some of those other guys that look like girls something.
Yeah, great benefits to humanity right there. Yeah, wonderful people. Wonderful people.
It's going to be incredible. Like when this.
Would you let any of these people babysit your kids?
No.
Just saying.
No.
Lord, have you seen Madonna lately? What the heck is that?
No, I haven't, but.
Ugh, don't even look.
Terrifying.
It is terrifying. It really is. No, we're in a time of awakening. I mean, isn't that what the age of Aquarius is? It's the pouring out of knowledge. That's the water, the water bearer, but basically it's the symbol of Aquarius is pouring out knowledge over people. And that's what the Aquarian age is. It's putting all the truth out there because it's been withheld for so long. I mean, we haven't been able to know who we are, where we came from, what we're all about. And we've been in this control system for so long that it's like enough is enough. I mean, do you want to keep playing a game and not being who you are, or are you gonna just accept it and want to know the truth and thirst for the truth so that you can be who you were born to be, basically?
Yeah.
I mean, enough with the shenanigans.
Huge deal. Let's see where I had a couple other things.
Hey, 37 billion more needs to go to Ukraine. That's what we need 37 billion more dollars.
Yeah, Charlie posted a thing on Facebook that said, "Oh, so we didn't have 5 million to finish the wall, but we have 37
5 million.
Another 37 billion.
Ukraine. Another 37 billion.
Yeah.
put that in perspective. Right now, the total market cap of all the Litecoin in existence, according to the price, if you could get them all for $62, $4.5 billion. $4.5 billion for the next payment system, the next economic rail that's going to roll out. You could buy it all for $4.5 billion. And they're needing $37 billion to go to Ukraine so that they can have more music videos with Zelensky.
But that brings up another really good point that Johnny brought up, which I was not aware of this, but there was not a single
zero
Litecoin or Bitcoin on FTX. And we know now that FTX was used to launder money. So what they were doing is people were putting different dollars in people's pension funds and investments, but legacy money in
real energy that somebody worked for,
right?
In
through legacy systems. And this is what pisses me off is they're saying it was a crypto crash, but it really was a legacy.
Had nothing to do with crypto.
Had nothing to do with crypto.
No, they didn't have any crypto.
And they created a fake token and gave the people that fake representation, a derivative basically, to represent their
just like a share in a company. When you think you're buying stocks, you've got a share.
You bought fake paper silver and you don't take possession of it. It's all derivatives. All fake. All of this derivative stuff is being taken down though, which is positive.
Good. Yes, it's good.
But it's exposing all this. It's just that they tried to blame it on crypto, but I think even that is going to be exposed.
Wait, did it work? Because Litecoin back in June hit a low of $40. Did it go any? No, it didn't go lower. It actually only went to $50 this time during the whole crash. Bitcoin went lower. It went lower than its all-time, low in this cycle. Litecoin didn't, and it's because just pay attention. Because when you're dealing with something that has real value, it's going to be reflected at some point, and you're starting to see that happen now. You're starting to see something useful in the digital age gaining value, the true value that it's really worth.
So we were on the Very Dow call. We have a weekly call, and Reggie jumped on at the very end because we had to ask a question about something he's doing. He had an update that he'll be announcing soon. It's pretty exciting, but anyway, and so then everybody started talking about just general news, whatever, and talking about FTX. And I was telling them about what Johnny said, that there wasn't a single Litecoin or Bitcoin. And Reggie's like, well, that's because you can't, it's much harder to, he's like, it's almost impossible to make a fake Bitcoin. And Litecoin is almost just, it's a fork of or copy of. So it's just hard. He's like, you can't.
It's the same thing with improvements.
You can't make fake Litecoin and Bitcoin.
No.
And so I was like, oh my gosh. So this is why once we get through all the crap, all the fake hype. And
that's why it explodes.
Yeah. Once we get through the bubble, of this when number go up crap, and
see, that's you'll be valuing things against Bitcoin and Litecoin, not the dollar, because you're going to say, "Holy crap, you've got that! I'd like to have that," and you name your price. I mean, that's what it comes down to. It's like water in the desert. So when the economic desert is all around us, you're going to need that Litecoin water. I'm saying, because it works. There's only so much to go around.
Very significant. And I think it is not talked about. And I think it's not talked about on purpose, probably for the benefit of we the people, but it's very frustrating at the same time for we the Litecoin people.
Yeah, it is.
But there'll be a time where there is a rush to own Litecoin. And I think the hardcore Litecoin OGs are going to go smile and nod and say, yeah, I'll help you get some, but you're not
getting mine. Right. I'll help you get it if you can get it. Well, they've kind of controlled all the exchanges now. And that's the thing. I mean, you can get it.
The exchanges are going to be destroyed in this.
You're going to have very few exchanges. The exchanges that are going to exist are going to be ones that are basically, I think, created or run by the miners, the people that actually produce it. and then it's going to go into somebody's hands directly from there. It's not even going to hit like, your normal exchanges that you've heard of, because look at them. None of them held the coins. I mean, they were trading these things back and forth. And what happened was when you wanted to withdraw your Litecoin, they'd go out and buy it on the market and then give it to you, because most people didn't withdraw it. It's just like people putting money in the bank. They put money in the bank. They think it's in there. It's not in there until you go and try and take it out. And then they're like, well, come back tomorrow. Bring me the broomstick of the Wicked Witch of the West or East. Whatever. They play all these games with you because they don't have the cash. They don't even have the printed money. And so to think that they actually had the Litecoin in the exchanges, they didn't have it. They don't have it. They just don't. And then it will come to a point where it's like you're trying to buy something real from somebody, and you're going to say, all right, I want to see it. But, it's like a hostage situation. It's like, show me the cash. It's like, you've got to produce it. And so who are the people who produce the Litecoin? The miners. And so, how much gets mined every day? Okay, well, that's how much is going to come onto the market, because what is it? 60 million Litecoin right now have been locked up for over 12 months. 60 million out of the 71 million hasn't moved. People are just like, nope, just holding it. So there's very little Litecoin on the market. But the thing is, on the exchange, if you don't take it out of the exchange, they put it on the screen and they trade and they let you trade with it. But it's like, it doesn't like go onto the blockchain. It's just a casino. It's a vampire casino. And until you exit it and you try and cash out, you think everything's fine. But then when you try to get out, they're like, collapse. And you see what's happening. They're all collapsing because they don't have the coins. They don't have it.
No, it's significant. And the things that are happening right now all at once, the FTX thing, the Epstein stuff coming out, all of this happening right now, even the SEC versus Ripple case. So this amicus curiae that the Very DAO filed to enter into, ask permission to be a part of the case was accepted by two judges. It was accepted by both judges. And so we are one of the 16. It's unprecedented. It's a historic case that there are 16 amici, is how you say it, that are being entered in to say,
like amicus, amici, octopus, octopi, that
right,
kind of cactus,
fungi, yes,
Latin stuff, right?
Fungus, fungi, yes. It's so our amicus is significantly different than all the rest in that we are the only one that is filed representing token holders in the secondary market. So we are literally the people. We are literally the people that the SEC is supposed to be protecting, filing to be a friend of the court and say, hey, woohoo, can you please listen to what our experience was when they swatted Veritasium and refused to let us know after we have multiple times asked for guidance during, before, and after this experience. And so it's a really incredible time to be alive and a part of this. We were supported by the community for the legal fees, which you guys know how expensive all that stuff is. So it's just really been a really amazing thing. It's a crazy time to be alive and part of all this stuff. But it's an opportunity to fight back, and have your voice heard and be a part of the process. And so that's another significant thing that's happening in our country and at this point in time. So I wanted to make sure we all knew about that. There's, I did post in my Patreon the full documents for the case, the Brunson versus Adams case. And I shared that with Uncle Cliff, Snippy, JC, and Ben. And Snippy was like, oh yeah, I've seen that and talked to a couple friends about it. So we kind of bounced around some ideas about it. So you should be hearing something or a next step. So the Supreme Court, basically what that happened was the Supreme Court, where that keeps getting bumped around and everybody kept saying, oh, it's not legit, it's not legit. Well, that's because the lower courts were saying it's not appropriate for them to hear that case in the lower courts. And so the Supreme Court has made a response by the 23rd to say, I want to hear it up here. And that is where it's appropriate to hear that case. And so on the 23rd of November, you should be hearing something or seeing something filed from the Supreme Courts about that issue that I talked about on Wednesday of this week, I believe it was.
I think that sounds right.
Wednesday evening with Public. If you didn't watch that, go back and watch Woo Wednesday. We got all into that. Speaking of that, if you guys don't watch Derek Johnson, he was on Nino Rodriguez. He was also on Diamond and Silk. And you guys know a couple of years ago, or no, just a year ago, when was it that I read the NDAA front to back? I was like, look what I just found.
It might have been at the end of last year. Yeah, it might have been a year ago.
And I read through the whole thing, and me and Public were like, what is this? It says what about this? And the biggest change of power in the military and all the stuff about Space Force and getting rid of certain parts of the military and exchange and all this, he validated all of it through that book that Uncle Cliff talks about, that Code of War book or Law War book. I can't remember what it's called or whatever. Anyway, and I was like, okay, so who's been screaming about this? I mean, I feel a little bit like, what's her name? Who is it that screams about, I told you so? Oh, Utsava, bless her heart.
Utsava.
She's always saying like, I told you so. Anyway,
This helicopter's been following me around all day.
I feel a little, I told you so, but
Yes.
it is frustrating a little bit, but.
It is, but
It's
this is the
exciting, too.
time we were born for. We chose to come back
Yeah.
to do this and get through this. And it's all about survival. It's all about continuing to put messages out, to put truth out, and get through it.
Legal thing.
Because we've already won.
There's a bank thing that I need to share with you guys that a friend of mine from Oklahoma shared with me. Hold on one sec. What page am I sharing? Maybe I can find it from there.
So Satoshi Sean says, I can sing and not get flagged, right? As long as I'm singing.
He said that, but
That's
you
what he
have gotten
said.
in trouble
So
before.
you're saying I
You
can
say-
sing.
But it's not true. Just
All right.
don't sing Highway to Hell because I get in trouble when you do that.
Oh, now you make me want to say it.
Don't
Make me
do
want to
it.
sing.
Don't do it.
Make me want to sing. Hey, we got some breaking information. You dropped the drop that came out today from the 17th letter guy or
Yeah.
group, and Runbeck was at the top, right?
Yes.
Courtesy of Daddy O, Runbeck Election Services. They're headquartered in Phoenix, Arizona. They provide election
Phoenix,
solutions.
Arizona. Oh, sorry.
Yep. You're going to get us banned.
I know.
Excuse me. They provide election solutions that include ballot production, election printing, ballot sorting, postal voting solutions, as well as custom software, hardware, and technical consulting. Sounds
Did
like
you
they're
say
involved in
postal? Who-
voting stuff.
Who has been talking about that forever?
I'm just saying, don't go postal on us. But just saying, that was at the top. Runbeck. Look at Runbeck.
Mhm.
And so that tells you what they're involved in. Again, just putting it out there, do your own research. And you start looking into it and you think, Phoenix, Arizona, where do we have issues?
No. This may be a good thing.
It's
This
a good
may
thing
be
by
the
putting it out there. They
Um,
probably have all the information of what happened.
Ballot protect production election ballot.
Head north on Gun Lane.
He doesn't mean that.
Where are you going? Who's going where? What?
Somebody's going to Gun Lane, apparently.
A good street.
Let's see. So many states.
It's the second street to the right. Ba-dum-bum.
Uh-huh. Let's see. Oh, Jack just said something about Biden funding disinformation. Well, we know that.
Mr. Ulfang.
Wait a
In the chat.
minute. Hi, Mr. Ulfang.
Ulfang.
Let's see. Vote by mail. Perception. We must ensure we protect mail integrity.
Somebody in one of my videos this week put in the comments, said, if you're hearing this transmission, you're part of the resistance. That's so true. So true for this transmission too.
Okay, along with WD, Runbeck implemented the Discovery Multiscan solution from Lake Image Systems. The marriage between WD Inserter's closed-loop integrated processing CLIP system and Discovery Multiscan's embedded camera technology gave Runbeck the additional integrity reassurance it needed to meet all the operational compliance requirements. By reading a 2D barcode from each ballot on input, the ballot and selected inserts, which include a return envelope, are inserted into the carrier envelope. The unique barcode drove the inkjet controller to look up the voter information to print the outgoing envelope. This included the voter address, a 3 of 9 barcode, and an IMB on the front side. In addition to the unique voter ID, also drove the inkjet to print the corresponding information on the return envelope with a 2D barcode visible through the window on the carrier envelope. This way, every insert was correct, verified, and accounted to ensure 100% accuracy and integrity. At the end of the line, 2 Lake Image line scan cameras are used to read the 2D barcode on the front and on the back of the envelope. Discovery Multiscan then matched and verified these against the input data file to ensure the right ballot is sent with the right voter to the right return envelope with everything recorded and date and timestamp. The system also provided 100% accountability. If Multiscan detected a mismatch or duplication issue, the suspect mail piece is outsorted without the inserter stopping. This allowed the operator to investigate the suspected envelopes, and production continued with no loss of productivity. Oh my goodness, I don't know.
That's some high tech stuff.
Says since 72, Runbeck Election Services has preserved the integrity of American democratic process. That pisses Satoshi Son off. Oh no, he likes democratic process.
Well, that's it. You know, it's we live in a democratic form of government. However,
Yes.
we live in a republic.
Right.
But it's a democratic form of
Called the
government.
Democrat Party democratic.
Yeah, because it's, well, you know, if it's like Democrat, you know, it's pretty close. Republicans and Democrats.
Okay, I can't tell if this is
It's hard to say, but you know, it's something that is pertinent, apparently.
old, good, or bad. I need to do more research on this and see if this is
Excuse me.
current or new or old or what it is. So everybody check this out. Thank you, Daddy-O, for sending
Yeah,
it.
do research on that. You know,
Do
that's
research on
again, you know, it's that's what these drops do. They point you so you can do your own research and come to a conclusion. I mean, so it's educational for educational purposes, you know, so look into this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they're putting it out there. It's like, hey, look into it. See what
Critically
you find.
thinking and making our
Right.
decisions for ourselves.
Exactly. Right. It probably eliminates dangling chads, I'm sure.
Yes.
Issues like that, you know.
All the issues. Okay, let me find this other.
Zapata oil. I'm just throwing that out there. Go look that up.
Yeah, I think everybody knows what that is,
I know.
right?
If not, something to research over the weekend.
Yes. And why it's called that.
Check it out.
Sick bastards.
Good stuff.
Gosh, you guys were chatting a lot today.
But chatty. It's late. Late for us.
Trying to find where I sent. Did I not send it to you guys? The thing about the bank.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, how does
Oh, yes.
Florida, having had a hurricane on the west side, you know, get the vote in like that and get it done without an issue? Why are there so many issues in certain places where the, you know, the vote's a little tight? I don't know. Just wondering.
Oh, God bless America.
Did you see that San Francisco is giving away? They have a pilot program for. It's called GIFT, Guaranteed Income for Transgender People.
What?
No, it's right here. Guaranteed income for transgender people. 55 people are part of this pilot program where they get $1,200 a month for 18 months.
What is the proof of that?
Well,
what
they're
is
transgender because, most transgender
Do they
people
go
are
drop their
below
drawers?
the.
What is their proof of
Proof of package?
transgenderness? Yeah, proof of package. Did
They
drop
go
their
and they
drawers to receive their check, or
they
what?
go through TSA and they do a scan and they're like, oh, okay, you're good, and then you're one of the 55. You get $1,200 a month for 18 months now. They've got other programs out there in San Francisco that are similar to. I don't even. I saw a video of a bum on the street. He's living in a tent and he's getting money from the government for just like existing and living in the tent. And he's like, why would I get a job? They're paying me money. I got a cell phone. I can smoke all day. I can do whatever I want. Why would they're paying me to be out here on the street. This is what happens.
I don't understand
this
why.
is the fall of Rome. This is what happens at the
But
end of an empire.
supposedly it's not a disability. There's nothing wrong with them.
I'm disabled. Do I look normal?
It's not a
am I
choice.
normal? Lisa, am I normal?
No.
No, not at all.
The way
Why am I not getting funded?
They were born, so why would they be receiving some kind of disability check?
I don't know that it's disability necessarily. It's just it's a pilot program to help people because
for being so special.
Yeah, probably something like that.
That's just ridiculous.
Well, it's is what it is. Isn't that where step toward UBI? That's one of the things that Mitch said.
Yeah.
But wasn't Kamala from cut her teeth in San Francisco with the mayor Willie Brown? Didn't she cut her teeth there in politics?
On her knees.
I don't know. She worked her way into politics there. I think. I don't know.
On her back.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I wasn't there, and
so
she's a very talented lady.
I wouldn't know. I will tell you that we reported, I think earlier this summer, or I don't know, a while back. I have lost sense of time.
You're time disabled. You should get a check.
Yes, we should all get checks. Actually, I'm not interested in getting a check. I'm interested in creating
time.
value.
If you need a watch, you need to go to coinvigilante.com and get your Lightning watches.
Yeah, I've been wearing my little rose gold one that they sent me. It's so pretty.
The shadow edition because I'm a little dark.
There you go. We're in a dark time. That's very appropriate.
It's the MWeb version.
Oh, there you go. Well, so a while back, Oklahoma had moved our treasury funds, the state treasury funds, to a gold-backed treasury dollar. And now you're seeing this announcement, Larry Elder, and that is Rich from Big and Rich. They are co-founders of Old Glory Holding Company, and they have started Old Glory Bank.
Like the flag, Old Glory.
Like the flag. And they went on Fox, made an announcement. You can go on oldglorybank.com and pre-register or reserve to have reserve your place in line to open an account. My guess is it's going to be similar to like my little private bank that I have in my town, where
Lord.
Mine's a private bank, and I've showed you guys all those machines that we have that we can pour the silver in, and I can get the silver out, and then we have all those ITMs, and they dispense coins and all that. Do you need to go, or do you need to take a break?
I don't know. No, it's in a pattern. Hold on, we can't see.
I'll mute him just for a minute. I didn't realize he left. Anyway, so I'll tell you guys about this. That's what's busy. So I'm guessing that's what this is going to be like. So I'm not being paid by them. This was just something that a friend of mine showed me. But I thought this was really cool. It says, coming soon, the bank that stands with you on November 30th, which this is in line with some of that timing that we're seeing around that court case that's going to come up to the Supreme Court on the 23rd. And there were some other dates that we were seeing. Trump's going to make an announcement tonight at 8:30 in about 30 minutes. So we'll see some more of that stuff. I think there'll be more and more of that. So, and I think it has to do with our dollar, and the Fed and all those things. So we'll see what happens. But basically, they're talking about their values. No matter where you stand, we stand with you. The bank that values freedom, privacy, unlike the CBDC, security, life, and liberty. These are the values that are woven into the fabric of this great nation. Old Glory Bank is for people that believe in the principles that made America strong. Old Glory Bank shares your values. Your beliefs should never be marginalized. So then you can, let's see what he says.
My name is John Rich. I'm one half of the multi-platinum duo Big and Rich, originally from Amarillo, Texas, and now I live right here in Nashville, Tennessee. You know, I think above and beyond songs that I put out or brands that I'm with or whatever, I think what people hopefully respect about me and identify with in me is that I'm a regular guy in here. I do irregular things. I get to go do really cool, big things. But I grew up in a double-wide trailer. I have a high school diploma, just like a lot of people in this country. And that's still how my head works. That's still how my brain thinks. Those are still the people I like to hang out with. I understand them much better than the people in the music industry or the television industry or anywhere else. I identify with those people. And they know that. And they've watched me step out time and time and time again over these past several years and speak my mind about our country, speak truth about what I know to be true about our country, speak about God, speak about my family, the red, white, and blue. All the while, these people know, I bet John's getting slapped around somewhere because you're not supposed to be able to say stuff like that in the wide open and be a successful entertainer. That's not possible anymore. It's called cancel culture, but he's still doing it. And they know I'm getting slapped and they know I'm getting hit. But here's the thing. I tell all my fans, I go, listen, people that hate me for my love of my country is validation that I said it correctly. You know, the American dream is different for every single American that you'll ask, what is your American dream? For me, it's making music and being an entrepreneur. For somebody else, it may be, you know what? Instead of going to college, I became a welder. And my American dream is to own my own welding company someday. And I'm going to have 10 welders that work for me. And I'm going to teach my son how to weld, and he's going to take it from there. And I think that I represent tens of millions of Americans that think just like that, whether they've actually grabbed that dream yet or they're still in pursuit of it. This is what Old Glory Bank is all about. This is the platform that you can plant your feet on and not worry about somebody pulling the rug out from under you at the very, very worst possible time. And I think Old Glory Bank is one of those moves that you can make as an individual if you want to say, you know what, I'm tired of the way I'm being treated. I'm tired of being taken for granted. I'm tired of being laughed at and looked down upon. I'm going to go somewhere where they think like I think. They respect me for who I am because they are me. We are each other. We're Americans that have each other's back. But when Old Glory Bank, when that idea came around to me, I said, that is not only a great idea, that is a necessary idea. And I'm honored to be a part of it.
Cool. So there's a couple other videos on there. Oh, Westwood's back. So I would recommend you guys go check that out. Do your own research. Like I said, I'm not getting any kind of kickback or anything, but I want everybody to be as safe as you can. So have your assets in your own possession. But if you do need banking needs, they do have, they were talking about their app on there. They were talking about their services, no monthly fees, direct deposits, no fees on in-network ATMs, bill pay, charitable roundups, free overdraft protection, technology, credit cards, all this kind of stuff. So something to look for if you're looking for an option. But once again, do your own research. So it's just interesting that that kind of stuff is coming out right now for such a time as this.
It's necessary for those people who are not in crypto.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's that transition phase. It's going to take a long time. How long did it take for everybody to get a smartphone before grandma and grandpa got a smartphone and got on Facebook?
Yeah.
You know, it took a lot of the iPhone came out in what, 2003, 4, something like that, maybe. I could be wrong. Somebody can fact check it. But, you know, it took a while before the iPhone came out and people really internalized what the heck it is. So how do I use it? You know what? And then grandma and grandpa are sitting on the park bench, you know, in 2015, 10 years later or so. And now they finally have an iPhone. You know, it takes a long time for these things to roll out to where you're, okay, in it, you know, it's generational. You know? So, yeah, there's that transition where people are still going to use that stuff. And then that's going to transition into the new digital age to where, you know, what we've been talking about exhaustively.
Hey, are you still hearing an echo? Are you good?
I'm not now. No.
Okay.
I did hear it, and then it kind of went away during
It
the
might have
end
been
of
when I
the
was. I muted you because you had chaos.
stuff going on. Yeah. No, my wife came in. She was showing
Oh, it was the dog.
phone. Well, I wanted to, the dogs, and then I wanted to document. My daughter she was showing a live stream video of stuff going off in the sky, like lights and stuff.
I heard about that.
And that's why I put the phone up, and you know, it's like all these. She was watching it live, and I just wanted to get it on there so that there was some evidence. But it could my guess is it probably has something to do with there's a Festival of Lights thing that happens in East Peoria to where maybe they had like a spotlight or something, but it was like 4 lights coming together.
I heard it was not just in Peoria though, that other people are talking about it all over.
Well, maybe it's something to it. That's why I'm like, at least get some documentation live. And,
No,
you know.
somebody, Charlie, who was saying
she took a
that
video.
somebody's like husband or somebody who's in the Air Force or something, and they were saying like that they're saying like there's never been more things. They said things in the sky ever than tonight.
Really?
I don't know if that's distraction.
I don't know. I'll have to go out and look, you know, when we get done here, because no, she documented it and showed, you know, I was watching it. It was really bizarre, but it had a definite pattern. So whenever there's like a pattern that repeats, I think, okay, it's probably humans, you know, doing so. Hello, humans, you know, but it may be, I don't know. Hard to say.
I don't know.
Anything can happen. It's just, I don't know. Project Bluebeam or something. Who knows?
Who knows?
It's time for the alien invasion.
For sure. I'm trying to go through and hit everybody's name and make sure I say hi. Put everybody's name up there. Holly P, Mark, Warrior, Jim, Mitch.
Everybody get your cup. I have not yet. I have not gotten the cup. I need to get the cup this week.
Jim bought 2.
What?
Jim Montgomery bought 2 cups.
Very nice. Yes. Get a cup. Support the channel.
We appreciate
Support
it.
us getting to a road show meetup again.
And I think
whatever that is.
One too. I saw an email come through because I get little notifications if I'm not on my computer. I want to say that I got one from Gloria too. Jimmy, Polly, Hector. It's not showing everybody. Oh yeah, there's Gloria. But I know that, yeah.
Gloria's awesome. Always supporting, always making
so
comments,
sweet.
watching the videos, and you know, it's.
Yeah, and I did my first. So I'm starting to do like a live Zoom call, just like chat, hang out with my Patreon group on. I don't remember. I think I did on Sunday, just like an hour on Sunday afternoon. And it was really cool. I hung out with a few people and just got to visit and kind of check in with everybody. And it was cool because they got to see each other and I get to see them and hear, instead of just being like the Lisa show, you know.
Yeah, I get you.
I get to know what's going on in their life. And so many of them have great information and hearing, you know, what's happening in their life and get to know them a little better. So that's something I'm going to keep doing because I'm wanting to add value to my my Patreon group.
So go check out the Patreon.
So yeah, and I was showing you guys some of the information we've been sharing there. So we'll be doing that. And I'm also, and so I had a great question, and he posted in the lair on Mighty. And so this is our what if question. We're going to go, I want you to pontificate about this.
Talking to me?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Your favorite thing to do.
Warrior 32. I think the link is in the description where you can get the cup, right,
It
Lisa?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So look at the description of this video and you'll see, get your red cup, join us. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
It is. And
Support
you can
the
also
channel.
go to the Mighty layer on Den, and it's like, if you hit the little clock to make sure you're looking at the most recent, it's like the second or third post down, but it's right in the Mighty layer. Where's my Mighty layer link? Why can I not find it?
You told him? Yeah, Mitch is over in Lisa's spot right in front of the pellet burner.
It's
He's over there
nice over there.
letting the hot air hit him in the buns, toasted buns.
Yeah, I have the best spot in the bar right there. Right.
Well, that's Lisa's spot. Get out of the way. That's where I got the show me your Tito's sign so you can look at it while you're standing there.
That's right.
I put it up on the pillar right there. Next time you get here, you'll see it.
Oh,
And I'll have you sign it.
I love it. Yeah, it's the third one down. Get your happy hour red cup. Okay, so I am posted in Mighty. And he says, just a thought, imagining a possible future, another possible topic, election. Seems to be in every post and on every news cycle. Or FTX, Bitcoin, crypto's dead, crypto's a Ponzi scheme, or war, rumors of war. Famine, ice age is coming, climate change, global temperature rising, will kill us all soon. Or banksters did this, banksters will do this tomorrow, CBDC, we're here soon. What if we not look at the bad, the ugly, the negatives, didn't talk about endlessly the problems? What if we just took a moment, not talk about or think about politics and the solutions that are just schemes and power grabs? What if we shut our eyes, took a deep breath, everyone do that, and then imagine a future world that is a half step away from the present and only a full step away from the world with no money? I love this. This half step away from our present day is a world where scalable, decentralized, open, borderless, neutral, censorship-resistant, public and private cryptocurrency was the reserve currency for the world. Imagine, can you? If you can't take the deep breath, then again, with your eyes closed, imagine this global crypto reserve currency. Don't think about how we get there from here. Not yet. Think how the world would be a better place. Think of the world and all of humanity using the same fair and decentralized cryptocurrency that governments couldn't alter, change, prevent its use, hoard, manipulate, or stop. Imagine such a cryptocurrency that was easy to use for everyone. Imagine that its supply was capped, or maybe its supply deflated annually. Inflation from money and printing wouldn't exist. Can you imagine that? Just imagine the possibilities. Don't fall into the trap of the negatives. Imagine the positives. Imagine how stopping endless money printing could end wars, tyranny, dictatorships. Imagine, if you can, this. Then maybe you too can take the micro steps to make this thought, the dream in your imagination come true. Imagine. It may not happen in your lifetime, or it may. If not, that's okay. For you will have planted a seed, and that seed can grow. And if a generation's time or 2 or 3, it could happen. Imagine in your great grandchildren living in this world. They will then plant the next seed. So a tree can grow and flourish in a world that will no longer judges how much crypto you have or earn or pay out. They will imagine the next level. Sounds pretty beautiful to me.
That is, okay. A lot of places to go with that. The main thing that I take away from it is that once you realize that you're not here on this planet right now, in this life, in this shell. You're not here to accomplish things for you. You're here to accomplish things for humanity. And when you have that perspective, it's kind of a relief, because it's like, oh my gosh, I got to get this, I got to get there, I got to have this, I got to get this done. I have to put myself in this position for this or that, whatever it is. But when you start thinking long term and you think, okay, I'm this spirit being that came down and I'm inhabiting this robo machine, this avatar, and I'm going to use this thing to do good for not myself. I'm going to survive for myself, but I'm going to do things and implement things and make changes, make actions, and take actions to benefit the next in line, the next in line, the next in line, and start thinking generationally, because the bad guys think generationally. The evil people who are here, the vampires, think generationally. And you look at the families, you look at what they own, you look at what they pass down, you look at their histories and how they manipulate the system, this and that. You know what? That's what they do. Let go of them, step away from them, and say, you know what? I'm going to go over here. I'm going to break free from that. And I'm going to create something, or at least, as you said, plant a seed. You don't have to own everything. You don't have to take control of everything. All you have to do is plant an idea, and then that idea, you can't stop it. I mean, you just can't stop it. It's like that one match in the darkness. If you can light it, it lights up so much of that darkness when before you thought there was no hope. And all it takes is that one match. And then you're like, oh, guess what? I'm going to light a match too. I'll light one too. And pretty soon you've got everything's lit up and you can see. And I mean, if we step back and we start looking at things from, the standpoint of, you know what, I'm going to do what I can while I'm here, and my energy is going to go somewhere else. But while it's here, I'm going to do what I can do for humanity, for the good. And I mean, I'm rambling with it, but that we just have to take a larger perspective and have to look at it that way and say that we're going to leave things better than we found it. Don't look at yourself and say, man, I failed. I should have done this back then. I had an opportunity and didn't do it. Oh, I missed the boat. I did this and that. No, you've got an opportunity every second, every breath you take, every day that you're still here controlling this avatar. Continue to do good things and forgive yourself for the bad things that, you think are bad in your past. Doesn't matter. It's what you do from this day forward to make things better, to usher in that age of Aquarius, that age of enlightenment, that age of really humanity rising. And we have to all be a part of that. And I mean, everything that was said there is absolutely true. Absolutely true. Yeah. Let go of the darkness. Let go of the control you think they have over you. I use the analogy of a vampire all the time, and the reason why is because I think most of humanity, since the beginning of humanity, they believe in some sort of vampire. But it's true. These people have no power. They have no power unless you give it to them. I mean, we're the ones that do things and have the energy and the vibrance and want to be alive. And you look at them, and they're just like some decaying, rotting corpses that just deceive you into giving your energy to them. Well, stop doing it. Just stop doing it today and do the things you want to do that you feel are right. And forget about the money. The only reason this fiction of a piece of money has any value, this magic trick that I hold in my pocket right now, the only reason that this thing, this piece of cottonish paper has any value is because we give it value. We give it energy. Don't give it energy. There are ways out. You can do that. But it's, but really, it's just all an illusion. It's all a magic trick. We'll quit being deceived by the trick and just live how you want to be and live how you need to live and live for humanity. It's really what it is. So great points.
I'm with you. You. I think that's what more and more, I'm talking with some more of my friends, and my daughter and I are, having some talks about planning the future and different things. And I was like, we need to be careful with our words and don't, say that again, but take the dollar amounts out. Mm-hmm. Say what you want to, because you're putting limits where God doesn't have limits. Like, say what you, and I think we tend to do that to ourselves because we've been so brainwashed by, school,
since day one.
pharma, and all those things that, oh, we need to have, I mean, who came up with the whole 6-figure income thing? Why was that some standard or goal? Or like, I remember that being like drilled in my head, like at some point, like that's a limitation that, you know what I mean? Any of those numbers, I don't want any of those numbers. I don't need a bank account. I don't need any of that. I want relationships. I want abundance. I want love. I want peace, provision, safety. Those are the things I want, and sometimes I think they've trained us to ask for the tools instead of asking for the fulfillment.
Well, yeah, and the tools they give you are flawed tools because you look at the dollar. It's like, hey, get that 6-figure income, get that big house, get the biggest house you can afford. Interest rates are low, and you'll, but the thing is, then don't pay your property tax, and we're going to come take it from you.
Yeah.
And hey, we're going to give you all the tools, but they give you a hammer that's, it's not a real hammer. It's like a rubber mallet. And it's like, wait a minute, I can't do what I was supposed to do with this thing. Hey, go to college and pay all this money for college, all this energy. Let's quit calling it money. It's not real money. It's your energy. Quit putting your energy into that. And then because they promise you, well, if you get this degree, the average salary is this and you'll be set for life. And it's just this deception. Why don't you do what makes you happy? If you want to go out and make pottery and not go to college because you love doing it and you want to have go to a bazaar and make people happy with your artistic creations, you should do that and not care about what it pays. You'll figure it out and you're going to be a happy person. You've got to follow who you are, and you all know who you are inside. That's why I always say trust yourself. You know what makes you happy, and whatever that is, don't put a dollar amount on it. No, there's no dollar amount on it, because if it makes your spirit happy and it makes you feel right in this world, then you better do it, because people are going to see that. Because if the passion that you have emanates out from you and other people see that and they feel that and they're like, wow, I got all this stuff and this person, doesn't have any of this stuff, and look at them, they're freaking happy and I'm miserable. What is going on? You'll wake somebody up.
Yeah, I think that you'll own nothing and be happy is going to be flipped
on them. Turn it on them.
And I think it's actually going to be a really true statement that does bring us freedom.
Yeah, it's like, I don't care. I mean, Native Americans, what did they own? What did they own? They owned their soul, their spirit, and wherever they went, they had it, and they had their communities. Wherever they went, that's where it was. And it's like, I don't need to put a stake in this land and say that, and some people did, that fought over it. But ultimately, it's just living in the now, living in the moment, putting your bare feet on the ground, and just listening to nature and being a part of it. That right there is being alive. So many of us are dead right now. We're not alive because they put this artificial reality in front of us that we're all playing the simulation. We're all these little characters playing it. And quit playing it. Get out of the vampire casino. Walk out of it. Stop. Don't play it. Be happy. Just be happy.
Absolutely. That reminds me of another piece of significant news that happened this week. For the first time in over 200 years since it has been promised to the Native American people, they are in the process of bringing a non-voting position to Congress for Cherokee Indians.
What do you mean? So they said they were going to put them in Congress and allow them to have a seat, and then they didn't give it to them?
Yes, for 200 years. It was part of the agreement when they did the Trail of Tears and all that.
Yeah. We'll displace you, but here we'll give you a bone, and then they never gave you the bone.
They never did it, but now they're actually doing it in Congress, in this Congress that's about to be failing.
It's coming in.
Yeah, it's coming in.
Yeah, I mean, there are some big changes. I mean, a lot of things are changing that I never thought I would see change. And then we'll look back and say, holy cow, we lived through that and didn't even realize so much changed. So much was exposed. So many people woke up that were asleep. I mean, I look back 20 years ago and had arguments with people about what happened on September 11th and, the ramifications of that. And now it's kind of like a open secret to where, what happened is, yeah, because you see the results of it and who benefited from it. And it's
So
just,
Eric Jones went on a rant. Well, his whole thing was a rant today, which was really hard to listen to. But I mean, he's very passionate about it, so I understand his heart. But his screaming just was a lot for me. But he had a great point, and he was like, you know what? And if your wife is coming to you with this and trying to give you this information, and you're mad at her because she wants to tell you that there's a better world coming for you, and you're mad at her for sharing this information with you, shame on you. And you want to come on here and troll me because you are mad that I'm telling you that there's good things happening because I care about you, because I signed the dotted line, and because he's a veteran, And he's like, then shame on you that you think that you're going to be mad at people who want something better for you. Like, that's so mentally bizarre, like that people would push back so hard and fight hearing good news.
There are a lot of damaged people in the world.
You try to tell somebody about God, Jesus, the universe, and they fight you about that too. Why
fight? Because that's their own baggage they're projecting out on you. Why are they fighting? It's like if somebody tells me something and I don't believe it, I listen. I'm not going to stand there and argue with them. Like, if that's what you believe, that's your path, that's your journey. I walk away and do what I want. It's just like being in school. They want to tell you one thing and I know it's not right. And I'm like, okay. And then I leave and I do what I want to do. Sometimes it's not worth fighting because you assess it and you think, all right, I could fight and try and do the right thing. And I know it's not going to make an impact. Maybe it will, but it's not worth my energy. And, it's just like, why do people insist on fighting back to defend their narrative? I'll tell you what I think. If you don't like it, fine. I don't care. I'm not going to waste my time trying to convince you. I'm not. I'm just not. So why would I go out and troll people and say, oh, you're an idiot. Yeah, you're stupid. And it's just like, what are you spending? Why are you wasting your energy on this? Don't you have better things to do? Why don't you go out and do something that makes you happy? Does that make you happy? I don't think so. You're a miserable person. If you want to be miserable, fine, be miserable. I'm not going to engage it and I'm not going to give it energy. It's just like a vampire. Fine, I'm out. Next.
Yeah.
It's not
really
worth it.
Heartbreaking to hear that.
It is.
That would be their response to somebody, hey, I've got great news for you. And they're like, I don't want to hear it.
All right, fine. I'm out. Somebody else wants to hear it. That's the thing. You're betraying those people who are thirsting for that knowledge.
Yeah, that's true.
And so you look at it that way, and it's like, okay, well, I wish I could help you, but you don't want to be helped. So I'm going to go over here and help them because they actually want to hear it. And so spend your time on those people.
Yeah, I think.
And the people that want to die and burn and the earthly bull crap and, all the system and the rig game, let them burn. I mean, honestly, it is what it is. Can't save the world.
I think you're right.
Save a few.
Speaking of saving the world, I've got to get a drink.
Needs to reload.
I need to reload. And we've got to make a plan to go manifest some more stuff tomorrow.
Yes, you do. And that's it. Get a vibe for it, get a feel for it. That's really, it's also important. Boots on the ground and feeling it, and understanding what makes you happy. Because in my own past, I'm like, okay, I want to go do this. I had a job offer on Hawaii, as a teacher. It's like, here, come move here, get here. And, at the last second, I'm like, it didn't feel right. So I didn't do it. And I'm glad I didn't do it now. At the time, I thought I should do it. But I'm glad I didn't do it because I am who I am now because I didn't do it. And it's just...
we might not have ever met. And I think of all the serendipitous moments that brought all of us together. And have changed so many people's lives. And
right. And you don't realize how many lives you changed, Lisa.
Of all of you,
Yeah.
So,
just by being here, doing what we do on a Friday night.
The beginning, you guys, like right now we're in a bear market in a down economy and in a very early new technology. Like we don't even know this crew that's together right now.
We might buy Twitter in the future. You never know.
In a very
For a
short
stack of
period
silver.
time.
Who knows?
Yeah, we're gonna know. Well, what's gonna end up happening is what I could see. I'm not gonna say I know what would happen, but what I could see is that we build a trust with each other, that we were there when, and we have a history and stories and a trust with each other because we've spent this time together. And it's like, oh, you know, we're the OGs, or we were here together. And so when the newbies come in, we can all help each other, and I'm sure we'll build new relationships, and that's great. But there will be, so like, you know, when you grew up with a sibling and you get together at Thanksgiving and you start telling stories of the past, and it's like you have that memory or that history together.
You went
that
through
can
it.
recall. We lived through something together. Yeah.
You were there.
Bonding that happens through that. And so I think we're going to have those kind of experiences where like we're going to have those stories to tell, and we're going to have that connection with each other going through this forward, and that trust with each other, and get to, you know, it'll be really cool. So
What did you put in there?
what
is
is
in that?
Daddy-O asked for something posted
Oh.
in the group chat, or is he talking to somebody else?
I should have iced it up a little bit.
Charlie G, screen just black. What, Charlie, what are you trying to get?
I feel like I just had a prick in the arm, and I'm not like, you know, Mitch made me a drink, and my left side went numb.
My account back.
Lord, brother,
Hold
give
on.
me another cup and pour. I only drink once a week. You know, I'm not in real. I'm
Whatever.
not in my game form. No, seriously, that's it. I drink on
Are
happy
you?
hour, and that's it now. Yeah, I don't drink at all during the week.
Oh, me
I
too.
just gave it up.
Nothing will load. Hold on, I'm trying to help Charlie. Some just
Good
got
Lord.
banned on Twitter. What?
So now I need cane sugar. I
Hold on.
can't.
Let
No,
me
not
see.
the high fructose corn. I need that Pepsi that's in the drawer, or that Mountain Dew that's cane sugar. So no, I'm serious. So
Charlie, you think you got banned?
God, Lord, double fisted. So hey, here's an example of what you were talking about, Lisa. I saw somebody on Twitter that said, "Was the last crypto bear market as bad as this?" You know, because it's somebody new to the space, and they're asking, "My gosh, was it worse than this that we're going through right now?" And I'm thinking, this ain't nothing. You know what I mean? But to some
Yeah.
people, it's like, oh my God, this is horrible. And I'm thinking, whatever. I mean, what? Let's see. So we got the halving coming up. We're going to have a 4X on Litecoin. You know, 2025, it's going to be, you know, 4 digits easy. You know, and it's just like, you get through it and you realize it ain't going to die. You know, they just try and make you think it's going to die so they can take all your coins. So now is the time that you want to just like get as much as you can, and then realize what your manifestation is in this reality, like Lisa's doing right now. And so when you can check that box off with crypto, check the box off so that you can be a free human being and help other people, because that's the goal here, to be free from the vampire system so that you can live the life, you know, what you were born to be here, and just let it happen. But no, this is nothing. It'll be fine. It'll pass.
You're good, Charlie G. You're still there. So if anybody would like to go follow Charlie G, this is his Twitter
drawer?
page.
Mountain Dew
G
on the right, on the left side is a cane sugar Mountain Dew. I'll take that. Thank you.
and then
Bitches.
his handle name is Litecoin Fam. So
I need a Mountain Dew.
you are not banned, Charlie G.
Charlie G, you're fine. What are you talking about?
He
That's the
thinks
one
he
right
thought
there.
he was banned, but he's not. He's fine.
We're putting the band back together, Charlie. That's what we're talking about. You missed what we were saying. You're not banned.
He says nothing will load though, so maybe it's just his
Your Wi-Fi sucks. You didn't
Wi-Fi,
pay your Wi-Fi bill.
internet.
Somebody send Charlie some
Watching
Litecoin, please.
YouTube. So
Yeah, it's too cold. It froze. The Wi-Fi's frozen.
because
You
he's
can't
in
pass
New
it.
York. Something in New York. Well, I did hear that
Connecticut.
Elon fired like a shit ton of people, and then
Twitter's dead. It's
Twitter's
not coming
dead.
back.
it keeps going.
It's not going to work.
back.
It's broken.
Yeah.
I spent $44 billion on this company, and I just destroyed it. I self-imploded it.
Yeah.
Really,
But
seriously,
they keep
people
talking
believe
about
this?
this mammoth thing that everybody's supposed to go to or look at or whatever. But then I heard mammoth is like a nightmare. Like it's like coder's dream. All the coders are like, no, you just do this and this and this and stand on your head and, cross your arms and then it
Listen,
works fine,
Linda, listen, Lisa. The thing is, a platform like Twitter that has the following that it has, that has the infrastructure that
I
it has,
know.
that's built all together like it is, when you pay $44 billion for a company,
Here,
you're
you
not going to
I'm
implode
going
it.
to make a drink. I'm listening.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You're not going to implode it. I mean, the guy owns Tesla. The guy owns Boring Company. The guy started PayPal. He knows what he's doing, all right? Or he's got somebody behind him that knows what he's doing. The thing is, everybody panicking over this. Why are they panicking over it? I mean, all these tech companies have so much fat that needs to be cut. There's no reason to get worried about this stuff. I mean, it's already built in. I mean, how much maintenance really is there at this point? And it's just, and he's even trolling back on Twitter. And that's what I love. It's just like, what's everybody worried about? If you hate the guy so much and you think he's doing a bad job, well, let it implode. Yeah, but it's not going to. And it's just, I don't know what the big buzz is about. People get laid off. Okay, yeah, he's trying to run an efficient company because he owns it. He doesn't want, it's no longer, supported by the fake money that comes into Wall Street. So he's got to run a real company with real money that he has to make money at. I mean, that's how capitalism works, isn't it? Right? I mean, you only got so much money coming in every week, every month, and you got to pay certain bills and you make decisions. Hey, guess what? It's 8% inflation when it's like 80%. And so you have to make decisions. And so you're like, all right, we're cutting this. All right, we don't need Hulu, but we need this. And so you make decisions. And so the fact that these people are out of a job, I mean, since when were we entitled to work somewhere? I mean, honestly, if you're not doing a good job or if you're not, contributing, then why do you?
Well, and I think the setup for that was the crybaby snowflakes at Starbucks. If you think about the timing of that happened first, where they were like, I'm going to have to work 2 8-hour days in a row. And they were like bawling their eyes out.
Oh, I know. I saw it. And I was just like, dude.
Then the Elon thing happened.
Get over it.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, they're showing all these cushy jobs from,
Oh, yeah. They're making 6 figures and they're sitting in a chair and, they're coding and they got free lunches and they got all this stuff.
Every day.
But Wall Street's supporting all this. See, it's the vampire casino that supported all that.
Yeah.
It's all the fake money that comes in. And now it's like, okay, it's the real deal. We're a legit company because it's my money. Okay, so, we're not out there depending on, all this fake money that gets printed. No, it's my money. So we got to make sure this thing runs right. And guess what? You're gone. Did you see some of the videos to where how they got fired? And
yes,
they're so mad. They're so upset because they got an email. They got an email and it says, time to leave the nest. It had like a GIF. with Elon, time to leave the nest. And they're like, this isn't real, is it? Yes, you're fired. It's just like, the guy's like the ultimate troll. And I like that about him because it's just like, it's my money.
Crazy. But he runs like 4 other companies or something too.
Right.
That's even possible.
And they're mad because he locked the doors at Twitter. Where's the Twitter? Where's Twitter headquartered at? Where's the headquarters of Twitter? Somebody look it up. Is it in
somewhere?
Is it in San Francisco?
Is it San Francisco?
I'm waiting. Where's the Twitter headquarters?
Probably. I don't know.
Because I got a punchline.
Oh, Daddy-O says San Francisco.
Okay. I would lock my doors in San Francisco because you never know when a guy with a hammer is going to show up. You just don't know. San Francisco, California, that whole area is a dangerous place. So why are you blaming the guy for locking the doors? You got people that are homeless. They're going to come in there and try and use the heat. It's getting cold.
They're not using heat in California.
Well, you know what I'm saying. It's just like, why is everybody upset? Because he locked the doors at Twitter and nobody can get in. Well, if you got a badge, you can get in. That's kind of how normal businesses run. I mean, I worked at Caterpillar. I had to have a badge. I couldn't get in unless I scanned it. I mean, it's just like, that's how things are done. Security.
Yeah. Security.
Everybody's entitled to just walk in and do what they want. And it's like nonchalant. No, it's not.
But they should be like, they were ordering some ungodly number of food and whatever that they weren't even eating.
It's like $400 a head is what he's paying for lunches. It's like, why would you do that? Because
Why
people are
wouldn't
going to use it if you give them the opportunity. That's human nature. Hey, I'll just take a little extra home. I'll feed, 5 different people. Hey, what you want? I'm gonna take home a sack. Tell me what you want, guys. And then you're bringing home all these meals, and it's like, no, that's not.
They
how
weren't
things
even
work.
doing that though. They were just wasting it. And I'm thinking there's
Because they don't care.
people there.
They're not accountable.
And feed them.
F that. I'm serious. I'm sick and tired of people thinking that they deserve handouts. It's like,
All the entitlement is getting old.
right. But see, they're mentally ill. All these people are mentally unstable to think that they're just entitled to everything. Yes, the government is robbing you. Yes, it is. It doesn't mean that someone who runs a business has to make up for, what the government is screwing you out of. I mean, go to the source of, who's getting, doing the robbing here. Oh, it's the big capitalists, that are really screwing people. And it's like, yeah, some of them are. But do you realize you got to look at who the vampires are and who are running things and creating the regulations and taking the money out of the companies that gets passed down to you?
Pelosi's on her way to another country now, so she's fired too. So
Who is?
Pelosi, she's on her way to another country.
It's pretty interesting how that all went down. It's hammer time. That's all I got to say.
Bye, Fancy. Fancy Nancy. I just can't wait.
Look at her connections. You look at the family. Look at the families. I mean, look at where she comes from, who her relatives are, how they're connected, to whom they're connected to. And it's all one big rigged game that, we used to have priests. We used to have kings and queens, overtly, that you worship me, you give me the sacrifice, you give me everything I need, and, you won't die. We won't sacrifice you. And it's no different now. We've got the same people, the types of people that are running things. They just give themselves different titles. Hey, I'm Speaker of the House. Hey, I'm the, the Senate, whatever Mitch McConnell is. Well, for the life of me, who would put their energy behind a guy like Mitch McConnell? I mean, really, there are good people in Kentucky. He's not one of them.
No, somebody that knew some dirt on him and knew they could hold it over his head and that he would be their puppet. That's who would do that.
I mean, come on.
Somebody that had pictures of him at the Bohemian.
The Bohemian Grove. Yeah. And see, that's the thing. These guys are all compromised.
Yes.
All of them are compromised. He got what, $2.5 million, right, from FTX? I think that's what he got.
I don't know.
His donations. I think it was $2.5 million. And that's just what we know about. This FTX is just what we found out about. Imagine all the other shell companies that are formed by all these 3-letter agencies and run, and all the money that runs through them and how it's benefiting these people. This is why when they go to Washington, just like the Clintons, they go to Washington, they don't have any money. They come out and they become multimillionaires, billionaires. How is that? Well, FTX, there's your first clue. That's just one example, one out of many.
And FTX, it's not that it was crypto, guys.
They didn't have any crypto. They took your crypto,
Yeah.
did something with it, and then just ran the same old Ponzi scheme that was regulated because they were talking to the
They
regulators.
were like a bank or a holding company
Exactly.
that the legacy money went through.
It was a vampire casino, just like every bank, just like all the other entities that exist out there. It had nothing to do with crypto, because if they had the crypto, they'd give it back to you when you wanted to withdraw it. Well, they didn't have it. And on their books, they didn't have it. So that's why it's so important to have the crypto in your possession, because you think about this. $4.5 billion is what it takes to buy all the Litecoin. That's it. $4.5 billion. They print that up every day. Have it in your possession, get ahead of the game, get ahead of the curve, beat them at their own game, because they're going to run out the CBDC. They're already testing it right now with the New York Fed, and MasterCard's in it. All these big banks are in it because they want to be able to control the money, programmable money. That's what they want. They want to be able to change it at a whim. They want to make sure Westwood doesn't get any more whiskey tomorrow, because when he starts talking, when he's drinking whiskey and he starts talking, it's a little dangerous. He starts talking about things he shouldn't. So you know what? We're going to cut it off. We're going to cut off his money supply. He's not going to be able to go anywhere. He's not going to be able to get the whiskey.
Mhm.
Well, I got news for you, boys and girls. I already front run you. I got plenty. So you got to get in that situation to where they can't control you, and they can't put you in a position to where, you can't do what you want to do as a free human being, as an American, as someone who believes in the Constitution. You need to have money in your own possession. You need to have money. And this is what it comes down to, Lisa. People talk about sound money. What is sound money? You know what? You can define it. Oh, you can't destroy it. Can't do this. Can't do that. It has intrinsic value. It has this. Sound money is something that you can hold. It can be anything. Something that you can hold that has value and has a use when the government fails.
Mhm.
It's money that exists outside the government. Gold and silver, Bitcoin and Litecoin. If the government goes under today, those things still have value. They have value. You can use them anywhere in the world. And see, that's real money. If you're holding Federal Reserve notes, $1 million in cash in a suitcase,
Yeah.
what good is it
Nothing.
when the government
Who the
fails?
hell
It's
wants
Confederate currency that's garbage.
Mhm. Yeah. Land you can grow something on.
Land,
Things-
firewood,
Faladas.
satellite, love, hugs.
That's right.
Hugs are important. You know what? Chocolate,
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Chocolate,
All that.
whiskey
All
bottles, cigars.
Yeah, that's the other thing I'm gonna manifest this crap out of. One of these days, we're gonna have a distillery. We're gonna have,
I want a Westwood whiskey label. Westwood whiskey.
yeah,
I'll promote the hell out of it. Support it. I mean,
I'm gonna have a Litecoin Lisa, or maybe
What is-
a mighty.
Litecoin Lisa Lager.
I think I'm gonna have a mighty vodka. I have to get creative with my labeling and my marketing. I have to think about this. I don't know. It'll come to me.
Yes.
But
The crazy thing is, I'm not drunk.
yet. You didn't finish your sentence. All right, guys. We love all of you in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Please do us a favor and check out the comments in the description, I'm sorry. The very first link is our link to the cup, our happy hour red solo cup, show cup. You guys, Gloria, thank you. I think you weren't here when we mentioned you. Oh, somebody else bought one too.
Yes. Ooh.
Benny, thank you. Benjamin Menendez Jr. Love Lisa's work. And Gloria bought one. Jimmy bought two. Paulie P. Hector.
So awesome.
Which
I'm going
is
to buy mine this week.
OG Daddy O.
And when we have our meetup, you get in free with the cup. And guess what? If you want the autograph of Clint Westwood and Litecoin Lisa, we'll give it to you. We'll sign that cup anywhere you want. It supports the channel. I mean, we appreciate it. We really do. We want to get out around the people again, because that's what matters. It really does. It's we're in this
Our goal
together.
is to get out in December if we can sell 50 of these. We have to sell at least 12 of them for the order to go through. And we have until December 2nd. And then once the campaign closes, they will ship. They say that you'll receive them no later than the 20th. I'm going to check and see if I can expedite the shipping, but we'll see.
Hey, are we having a Black Friday happy hour next week?
I'm down for it.
I'm down for it, because I'm not going to be out shopping.
I'm not out shopping.
Only thing I'm going to be doing is we got any good deals on cigars or whiskey cups or anything like that?
I'll see if
I'll tell you, if I can get 50% off of a Fratello Nevada box of cigars, I'm game. I'm stocking up.
No, I'm not interested.
They're really good.
Hey, what significant day is it? JFK's birthday coming up?
November 22nd, 1963 was when the coup took place in Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
And so the anniversary is coming up on November 22nd.
And there is a gematria on Trump's plane, on his tail numbers, the gematria is, it begins on the 23rd, which is the day that Brunson Adams hits.
There's big things. I mean, a lot of this goes back to JFK. A lot of these ties, a lot of what happened really happened then. Because if you're looking at, and I know the show, we need to wrap it up, but a lot of what happened, Eisenhower gave his speech in, I think, January of
I was actually
61.
let him go.
Oh, what happened?
No, I was leading into a closing video, but
Oh, sorry. Let
then
him go.
you put it on me. It's
Let
okay.
him go. No. I mean, what happened in I think it was January of 1961, where Eisenhower gave his farewell speech, and he talked about the military-industrial complex. And he knew at the time, and this is a guy that ran World War II. This is a man who knew what was going on, and there was that sense of fear in his voice, that sense of we might have lost control as a nation in his voice in that farewell speech. To where if we don't do something and do it now because it's almost entrenched, then we're going to have a problem. It's going to take over. It's going to rule everything. It's going to rule every institution. He knew it. He saw it grow up. He saw what happened after World War II and paperclip, everything that came. And, you think about 1945, Eisenhower's president. He leaves in 1961. Kennedy comes in. Kennedy had he understood what was going on and tried to stop it, gave speeches about it. And I mean, 1961 to 1963, November 22nd, that's all he lasted, because they took him out. And since then, we've been at perpetual war. They expanded the Vietnam War. They did away with any remnant of any kind of sound money. They took it out of the currency. They took the silver out. The gold window closed in 1971. It has been a train wreck ever since. That was the coup. That is when our government was taken from us.
His goal was to bring us to sound money and get rid of the CIA.
Absolutely. Splinter it into 1,000 pieces.
And
he knew, and he talked about, what goes on behind the scenes. I mean, and it's just, that was it. That was it. And since then, we have been a hostage nation, and we need to say no to the vampires. We need to expose them, bring them to the light, and not be fearful, because, again, we're just in this body, this avatar. It's not about us being safe. It's about us making sure humanity rises. It's about us leaving a torch for the next generation and continuing to go forward. So, live without fear. Trust yourself. Know that they're not looking out for you, and there have been voices from the past that we can listen to and move forward through this journey in this war that we're in. And it's a spiritual war. We have to listen to ourselves because we are spiritual beings. You can't let them win. They've lost already because evil always loses. But the thing is, we have to ensure that it does happen, and we have to do what we have to do. Don't sell out.
History, you guys. This is really exciting. All right, well, here we go. Splintered. Here's my video.
Splintered.
Love you all.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and secret proceedings. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed.